Cern is home to the world's largest particle physics laboratory, most famous for their Large Hadron Collider spanning a length of 27 kilometers long, or 16.8 miles, which helped researchers discover the Higgs boson, also known as the God particle. But aside from scientific discoveries, CERN has always been surrounded in an aura of mystery because there are those who believe they are experimenting with forces such as time travel and even opening up the gates of hell. And this year, CERN plans to power up their particle accelerator during the April 8th, 2024 solar eclipse that will be seen over parts of the US and Central America. This comes after a 2-year hiatus and has many questioning if it could be some form of ritual. Though researchers state that they hope to take advantage of the astronomical event in hopes of searching for dark matter. But is there truth to this, or is this all part of some big conspiracy theory? In this video, we're going to learn a little bit about CERN, what it is they do, and the conspiracy theories attached. So if you like videos like this, leave a like and subscribe so that you can get notified for others in the future. Now that that's out the way, let's dive in. CERN is the European Organization for Nuclear Research. It was first established in 1954 by 12 European states, but now has a total of 23 member states contributing to the lab. The main laboratory is located in Meiden, Switzerland, just outside of Geneva, and their mission is to perform world-class research in fundamental physics, provide a unique range of particle accelerator facilities that enable research at the forefront of human knowledge in an environmentally responsible and sustainable way, unite people from all over the world to push the frontiers of science and technology for the benefit of all, and train new generations of physicists, engineers, and technicians, and engage all citizens in the research and the values of science. But the pride and joy of CERN has got to be their Large Hadron Collider, or LHC for short, which began construction in 1998 and would not be completed until 10 years later in 2008. The Hadron Collider structure is made up of a very large cylindrical tunnel about 600 meters below the surface of the Earth. To simplify how it works, two particle beams are accelerated using magnets along the tube to almost the speed of light until the two beams impact each other with such force that they are able to recreate the conditions of matter immediately after the Big Bang. In theory, this device is able to travel back in time up until the point where it all began. Initially, the LHC suffered multiple complications, halting its first run until 2009, when on September 19th of 2008, just 9 days after the first test of the accelerator, faulty magnets would cause the LHC to undergo repairs that would take almost a whole year to complete. Around this time, rumors began to circulate that this was the result of a time traveler who worked at the CERN laboratory at some point in the future, and they came back to sabotage the LHC because turning it on would potentially destroy all of humanity. This even made its way onto the news, but scientists working at the site would quickly shoot this down.
Now, here's the problem. This thing fell apart a year and a half ago, 17 months or so ago. And some people said something was sent from the future to sabotage the machine because people in the future realized if this thing actually really works, it could recreate the Big Bang and we'd all get sucked into this black hole.
Well, there are a lot of wacky theories out there, harebrained theories. Everyone's jumping and putting their own spin on it.
Right, so to speak.
We're not going to be blown up from messengers from the future. Just realize that Mother Nature thinks of this as a pea shooter compared to cosmic rays that hit us every single day.
And finally, on November 20th of 2009, the LHC would start its first official run that would last up until 2013. During this run, in July of 2012, scientists at CERN would report that they had discovered the particle that gave all other particles their mass, the Higgs boson, also known as the God particle. Immediately after the Big Bang, there was no mass. There was, however, elementary particles such as electrons, protons, up quarks, and down quarks. But without any mass, these particles could not bind to one another, creating elements such as hydrogen. Therefore, scientists theorized that something must have happened to these particles in order to have given them their mass. This phenomenon is known as the Higgs field, which was believed to have happened immediately after the Big Bang. But detecting this field is not simple because it was only around when the Big Bang occurred, which brings us to the LHC, that was able to create these conditions leading to the discovery of the Higgs boson. This was arguably one of the most groundbreaking scientific discoveries in all of human history, but there were others who saw this as the beginning of the end. The Higgs boson is about 120 billion times the mass of a proton. And curiously enough, this precise mass is needed to keep the universe off the brink of instability. Because of this, scientists believe that this delicate balance could collapse, leading to the destruction of our known universe. Which leads to the question, should we be messing with forces of this nature? And are we meant to bring on our own destruction as a result of reaching too close to the sun? So far, it doesn't seem that Cern has destroyed the universe, or the Earth for that matter, and since its first run ended, it has gone extensive upgrades and repairs, with a second run happening from 2015 through 2018, followed by a 2-year shutdown and a third full run starting in 2022. But on April 8th, during the total solar eclipse, it appears as though Cern is ramping up to attempt to detect dark matter, as well as other unknown particles. According to Cern, dark matter outweighs regular matter with a ratio of 6-1, taking up approximately 27% of our known universe. To put that into scale, all of the stars and all of the galaxies that we know about only take up about 5% of all known matter. And it appears as though Cern believes that they can use the total solar eclipse as a chance to discover more of the unknown. This, however, has sparked curiosity among the many who believe this could be some sort of classified experiment or even an occult ritual. Since early civilization, celestial phenomenon have been treated with mystic awe by those who would witness these events. The ancient Mayans believed that the moon was attacking the sun and would defend the sun by making loud noises and throwing weapons up at the sky. In ancient India was the legend of Rahu, who fought the sun and moon for only momentary victory, as the sun and moon would always escape after being swallowed by him. Which brings us to another major source of Cern conspiracy, which would be that of the Indian god statue of the deity Lord Shiva, the Destroyer. The statue was a gift from India to the lab, and its symbolism lies in the legend of Lord Shiva, who danced the universe into existence, but is also the one who will ultimately destroy it. And this ties in well with what Cern is researching, because they are looking into what created the universe, but at the same time, these powers that created may also destroy. There was an occasion where footage leaked of an occult ritual happening at the location of the Lord Shiva statue. In it were robed figures conducting what looked like a human sacrifice, but this was later proven to be a hoax done by interns at the Cern campus without the permission of Cern itself. Cern would even issue a public apology stating that they did not condone this sort of behavior. The prank seemed to be aimed at those who believed in the Cern conspiracy theories and likely caused an uproar during its first initial leak. Another source of speculation would be that of the Cern logo that many claim to contain the numbers 666. To which I can somewhat see what people are talking about, though there are too many lines for it to only be the number 666, and more likely represents the circular particle accelerator that Cern is known for, and not a satanic occult symbol. But of course, this has not stopped those from fueling the conspiratorial flames, especially on TikTok, where you can just ramble on about anything you believe in, put on some conspiracy music, and go viral. What I did find a little odd is that Cern is restarting their experiments after a 2-year hiatus on the same day as the solar eclipse, but Switzerland is nowhere near the path of the solar eclipse, so how they plan on taking advantage of the eclipse is unknown to me, but I'm not a scientist, so I'll leave that up to them. It should also be noted that experiments are going to begin on April 8th of 2024, where it will continue until the end of the year, after which the LHC will be shut down and begin extensive upgrades, transforming it into the high luminosity version of the Large Hadron Collider, allowing researchers to gather even more data while conducting experiments. And finishing off into some of the more out there theories is that of in 2012, when Cern discovered the Higgs boson, there are those who believe that thrusted us into an alternate dimension. This could have been because of the large paranoia associated with the 2012 year and the apocalyptic cataclysm that many believed was going to happen. People have also linked this to the Mandela effect, because the term was coined in 2009 when a woman named Fiona Broom claimed that the historical figure Nelson Mandela had died in the 1980s. However, he had not died and would not die until 2013. However, Fiona was fully convinced that she remembered Nelson Mandela's death, and the term of these false memories was named the Mandela effect. Since then, there have been many reports of these false memories done by thousands of people, such as the Monopoly Man's monocle, the Berenstein Bear's name, and the famous Star Wars quote, "Luke, I am your father." There are those that believe these false memories are a result of Cern messing with powers they should not be, thrusting us into a multiverse-like dimension where memories from these timelines intertwine. Of course, there's no evidence to any of this, but that has never stopped people from speculating. I myself have always been a fan of space and science, so researching all of this, I can't say that I believe Cern is conducting experiments similar to that of the show Stranger Things, but I can say that I do understand why some people latch on to some of these theories. As far as the reigniting of the LHC during the April 8th solar eclipse, I don't know what's going to happen, but I am curious to hear what you think down in the comments. Maybe Cern will make one of the most world-changing discoveries, or just maybe they might bring on our destruction.